Hey everybody, it's your bro Luke Feece, back at you with Hey everybody, it's your bro Luke Feece, back at you with another animation tutorial. Today, I'm going to be animating two separate series. I'm going to be animating a story of Trey animation style I'm working on, and then I'm going to go into a new, different animation style about two slackers. I'm just going to get into the keyframing using a software called Adobe Animate. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Hey everybody, what is up? It's your bro, Luke Feece. Today, I'm going to be animating two different series. I'm going to be animating a scene from my Story of Trey animation, and I'm going to be animating a different style of animation for my Slacker cartoon. I'm going to animate some Story of Trey. Bingo! So I was working on this morning, and this is what it ended up like.
Shut up, badass.
So I had this other scene. If you go to Insert, Scene, you can add a new scene. I'm gonna add a scene where Ethan says,
"That insult was so unoriginal."
That insult was so unoriginal. Kinda like your life, Trey.
I'm gonna add some layers. So he's like next to the H right here. And I'm gonna add a layer for the background right here. I made the background 600 dots per image. I made it a really big file so you can zoom into it and it won't get distorted. Now I'm gonna add another layer. I'm gonna add Ethan's character. These are the characters. I just have a file for all the Story of Trey characters, objects, locations. Ethan's right here, and I need to drag his arm into the project. Anyways, I'm gonna drag his torso in. I'm gonna drag this right here. Maybe his ear's right at the bottom. I think that would be good right there. Now I'm gonna add another, but actually I'm gonna add the arms. And now I'm gonna use the Asset Warp tool, and you can either click this pin right here, or you can just click W. And you click where it pivots. His shoulder blade, elbow, and then his wrist. Maybe even you go to,
Trey, call a doctor, I broke my wrist.
okay, you're having too much fun. I'm gonna send it to the back. Arrange, send to back. Now I'm gonna add another layer right here for the pupils and mouth. So right now we're just building the skeleton where everything will be. And then I can add his mouth movements. So I got all these different mouth movements. I'm gonna add the M sound. And now he looks sad right now. So I'm gonna turn that frown upside down, 180 degrees. Now I'm gonna do the keyframing. I'm gonna need more head movements. Maybe he lifts his eyebrows. So now I'm gonna add new keyframes, and if you click the Insert Keyframe button right here, you can add keyframes. Add a keyframe. I'll delete this layer, but it's still on this layer, and then I'll add his head so we can put the head over correctly. You can tell that they don't look exactly in place, so we can add a keyframe there too. And you can even Asset Warp tool the head. Then you can add a new keyframe, and maybe his head tilts. We see his head turning right here. I want his body to move a little before his head moves. So I'm gonna add another keyframe right here for the torso. So it would look better if this layer was brought to front. Now we got this.
That insult was so unoriginal. Kinda like your life, Trey.
But we could do better. Maybe his arms could move. So we could add arm movements. Maybe we can add arm movements right here. And we can change the arm movement. And we just keep adding layers over and over again. And make it move one by one.
Insult was so unoriginal. Kinda like your life, Trey.
Now I'm gonna add the mouth movements. Now, after keyframing this scene on Adobe Animate, this is the scene that I came out with. I hope you enjoy it.
That was a boring day I'll never get back.
Well, maybe that's because you're a bore yourself, Trey.
Shut up, fat ass.
That insult was so unoriginal. Kinda like your life, Trey.
Now, I'm gonna animate another project I'm working on. I'm gonna keyframe it. Him looking for the bong. So this scene is,
Let me think.
let me think. He responds saying, as you do that, I'm looking for the bong, wait, where is it? Putting the files in, but I need to add new layers. So that's the audio layer right there. And maybe he'll be standing, before he was standing at the door. Maybe he's like a little to the side. So now I need the object, the door, but I'm gonna put it on the background layer because it's not gonna move. Now I'm gonna put in the character layer. So I'm gonna add this little plus with the square around it adds a layer. And now I'm gonna zoom into the project. And now I'm gonna add the new character who's looking for the bong. And his name is Lucas, based off me pretty much. So we have his marijuana shirt right here. I'm gonna scale it down a little bit. And now I'm gonna add his head. Instead of having the eyebrows already built in, I made an eyebrow layer. Now I'm gonna add his arm. And it's gonna be right here. I'm gonna scale it down. And you can also asset warp tool it. So like, I'm gonna do that. That arm's a little good. This one looks like he has a disfigurement. Now I'm gonna add a new layer. Gonna put his pupils in now. There, that's good. Now his eyebrows. So what I did, I scale it over his eyes. So I can add the W and click where the eyebrows will move. So now I'm gonna add a mouth movement. I actually like that art style. It's looking pretty cool. And maybe his head turns right here. Delete that like last time. So I'm gonna take the onion layer just so I can see the previous head and make sure I'm on it. Maybe I can scale these a little bit smaller. And these pupils have to move too. Scale those. Yeah, so we can have his arm behind him. That looks a little better. Maybe his head tilts towards who he's talking to. And then we'll have to add the pupils moving with his head too. And this is why I asset warp tool the brows. So now we can go like, move him with his emotions. Or maybe we can add some blinking. So I'm gonna go like, pew, and just fit it in with the eyes. Maybe his arm moves right here. And maybe we can bring this arm to the front. And this one can be arranged, bring to backwards. So now his whole torso looks like it's moving. Woo! Kind of looks cool. And now I'm gonna have this arm move a little bit. Oh, we can have his pupils go mad. Where is it? We'll start looking back at his friend. Maybe as he looks around the room so it goes a little lower. Now I'm gonna add the mouth movements. And you just add a keyframe on every different vowel he says. I drew the mouth movements a little differently. Now, after keyframing this project, this is the scene I came up with.
That was a terrible day at work. I hate my boss.
Have you ever met a good boss?
Let me think.
As you do that, I'm smoking the bong. Wait, where is it?
Thank you for watching that video. We have animation tutorials, media tutorials, films, cartoons, and music. So stay tuned and have a great day.
Feece Toons.